Hey guys, these are the 5 best free AI tools for realtors. So let's get into it. So first we have ChatGPT, which most of you have probably heard of. Second, we have custom GPTs, which are within ChatGPT. Third, we have Vapi, which is a voice AI platform. Super excited to show you guys that. Fourth, we have Make, which is an automation platform. If you've ever heard of Zapier, it's similar to that. And then GoHighLevel is kind of an AI powered CRM. And so I'm excited to show all of these. So first we have ChatGPT. So let me get into a demo of that for you. So here we are. I actually have a PDF of the essential ChatGPT prompts for realtors. We're going to be using this real estate blog post one. So let me just copy this. And you are supposed to input your own kind of data into it and make it unique to you. But for this example, I just want to show you guys ChatGPT, the power of it. Most of you guys have probably already used ChatGPT. With ChatGPT, the quality of their answer depends a lot on what you actually put in. ChatGPT really is what you put in is what you get out. And so when you have a powerful prompt like this, I mean, look at this blog post. That has so much depth to it. I won't go through all of it, but obviously provides tips. And now ChatGPT, if you don't know, say make the call to action shorter, and you can really kind of, talk with ChatGPT and get exactly what you want. So if you want to rewrite the blog post at an eighth grade reading level, stuff like this. But like, say you rewrite the blog post as I just did, um, at an eighth grade reading level, you can make it a lot simpler. Um, as you can see, interest rates are still very low, making it easier for many people to buy homes. Make it a lot more consumable for the average person and stuff like that. And so, yeah, that's ChatGPT. A lot of you guys likely already know how to use it. If you want me to do more videos on any of these tools, just let me know. And so, ChatGPT. So, I have some of the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of ChatGPT. One of the huge strengths, it's free. Can't beat free. That's what this list is all about. It's super powerful. GPT 4.0 is the most powerful model out right now for anybody, not just realtors. Data analysis. I didn't have one. If you have an Excel spreadsheet, say it's leads, say it's market data, anything like that, it's super great for making charts and analyzing that data. It can really make it a lot more consumable for if you're making a market report or even just to view it yourself. And then lastly, it's super easy to use. You just type it in, you use text. People are used to talking, typing, stuff like that. Some of the weaknesses is specific context. It doesn't know everything about your local area. You can't expect it to when serving people around the world. So some of that specific context, you will have to input that to get ChatGPT to spit out something relevant to your local area. Or you can go and edit that after ChatGPT has created the piece of content that you want. Like I was mentioning, ChatGPT is very dependent on your input. If you just said, generate me a blog post, it would have generated something way more surface level than what it generated for me with the prompt, the big prompt that I put in. If you just ask it basic questions, you will get basic answers. Next, it's text and image only. There's no voice currently for ChatGPT. That is going to change soon. They did announce a new voice model, but it's not out yet. Fourth is that it's local. You can't retrieve or send data. So say you generate something with ChatGPT, you will have to copy and paste it into your docs. Or if you want some of your recent email data within ChatGPT, you will have to copy and paste those into the kind of chat window. And then lastly, it's limited use. At least for the free version, you can only use GPT 4.0 a bit, and that'll revert to the older model, which is significantly worse than GPT 4.0. It is still free. And then some of the opportunities is that ChatGPT is constantly updated. They're constantly making changes and improvements. And so investing into learning this tool will help you a lot. And then ChatGPT also is in multiple languages. It's getting a lot better at them. So if you're a realtor in one of these areas where people speak a lot of Spanish or any other languages, you can start to use AI a lot more for those markets. Some of the threats is that paid will significantly outpace the free version of ChatGPT. Right now, they're super close. The top model is available for both free and paid, but as they come out with better models, they might only offer it to the paid users. And so that free version might become less useful. But as of right now, it's both very good. Data privacy is another one. If you put stuff into ChatGPT, they can use it to train their model. And then regulatory threats. AI generated content is kind of being struck down by some algorithms already. If you post on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, stuff like that, they'll soon be able to detect if it's AI, and they can not promote your content as much. But moving on, I just wanted to talk a bit about the opportunity that realtors have right now with AI. Realtors have a really unique opportunity right now to really take advantage of how useful AI is and how many realtors aren't using it. So even going into these stats right here, there's recently a report that 80% of agents are using AI. I think probably only 5 to 10% of them are using AI effectively. There's a huge difference. 100% of realtors are doing cold outreach. Probably like 50%, maybe even less, are doing it effectively. So you guys already know the difference between doing something and doing it right. Um, and there aren't a lot of realtors who are doing AI right currently. And when you do, I mean, look at these other numbers. 50% realtors who have started using AI have reported lower costs or expenses. You can have your costs, and 40% yearly growth of AI in the real estate industry. This is going to be something like a $750 billion industry by 2030, I believe. There's just a huge opportunity right now to hop on this, and you can get the power and the output of a 4 or 5 man team with just you and the right AI tools. So let's move on to the next AI tool. Custom GPTs, also within OpenAI and their GPT store. So let me show you some of those. So this is the GPT store. It was recently made free to everybody. It used to be only for paid members. But you can go here, see some of their top picks. See if you go to writing, you can see all these GPTs. And basically what a custom GPT is they take ChatGPT. So think of the window that we were just in with ChatGPT, and they add a custom element to that, whether that's a custom prompt to make it behave in a certain way, sort of how we added those things like talk to me like an eighth grade reading level. They can kind of bake that into the model and have it always respond like that. And that just allows you to use ChatGPT in a very custom and niche kind of demographic. You can also give it unique knowledge. So if you're a realtor, you can give it all the local knowledge. You can update it with quarterly reports, and it'll know those. And it'll kind of solve that problem of not having that specific context like we were talking about. So here's actually a GPT I made for realtors, a property description generator. You have kind of these buttons. And say you just want 5 attention grabbing headlines. Um, and so it'll give you some of those. And then say you want, say, again, ChatGPT is fine with spelling errors as long as they're close. So say it was an inner city apartment. I'm just going to say, I just want headlines. Gave me some headlines. But again, if you want an actual listing description, it'll prompt you for all the questions it needs to know. And it'll generate a great listing description. Another one is a short form content generator. So say just a list of Instagram Reel video ideas. It'll generate all of these and kind of give you some ideas and stuff like that. And so these are great for specific use cases. If you have something you do once a day or 3 or 4 or 5 times a week, it's awesome to make a custom GPT for it, because then you don't have to keep using ChatGPT, telling it the same stuff you tell it every time. It'll just understand and do it for you. Because, like I said, that specific context and exactly what you want is baked into it. A lot of these custom GPTs are with under the same domain as ChatGPT, so a lot of these strengths, weaknesses, etc., are very similar. But some good things are the consistency, how easy it is to build a custom GPT. They can run functions. So, say you did want to grab your email data or send out the response in an email to someone, it's able to do that, and you're able to build that. And like I said, you can use custom data. kind of like your local market reports. Some of the weaknesses is compared to other programs, it's hard to use really more than 2 or 3 functions. They are a bit clunky. And there is some room for human error. Like if you baked into the GPT that you want it to always respond like an eighth grader, and then all of a sudden you don't want it to do that, you're kind of out of luck. You have to go back in and edit it. And then some of the opportunities is there is a huge community building stuff, like you saw Fortune 500 companies building GPTs. The Apple App Store has kind of a blueprint of what the GPT store could be. Now that's a big vision, but also you benefit from the best AI company in the world currently, OpenAI, being the maker of this. So it attracts the best talent. It'll always have the best models, at least as of now. And so that's kind of where it stands. And some of the threats is just monetization. If people aren't making money from it, which they aren't right now, then there's a less of an incentive to build. There'll be not as good products. So that's kind of where the monetization comes in. So next we have Vapi, which I'm super excited to talk about. This is what my company mostly does, is build AI voice assistants for realtors. And so I'll actually show you one of those right now. Now, here we are inside of Vapi. I know it's super overwhelming at first. I'll actually be doing a pretty hefty tutorial on it soon, so make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that. But here we have an inbound real estate assistant. And what you have here is Vapi is free to use. Huge benefit of it. The only cost is if you buy a phone number, it's like $2 a month. And then the cost of the assistant is a certain amount of cents per minute, usually ranges from like 10 to 20 cents a minute. Which is still pretty cheap. It only ends up being, it's under like $10 an hour, which is way less than if you were to hire someone. Let me tell you that. And it's way better than someone overseas. Um, and so you can kind of go through everything in here. You can choose the model. So say I want GPT 4.0, make it a bit more expensive, closer to that 20 cents. And then these prompts are similar to kind of what you put into ChatGPT. And it kind of builds out the context for the assistant. So for this one, you're the helpful voice of Bright Horizons Realty, dedicated to assisting customers with their real estate needs through audio interactions. Give it some guidelines, how to pace, um, kind of do some lead qualification, lead scoring, appointment scheduling, stuff like that. So I have one that will send me an email anytime someone calls it with all their lead info. It will book meetings. If they're on the phone, they say, hey, yeah, do you have open slots? It'll give them open slots and it'll actually book the meeting without me talking to the prospect at all. It'll give them information about the company and stuff like that. And then it can actually score the leads on a scale of like 1 to 10 or 1 to 100 at the end. So if I get an email and it's an 8 out of 10 lead, then I know I should probably follow up with them. If it's a 10 out of 10 lead, then I likely have a call booked with them already. And so it's just incredibly helpful. It's like any information you can get it, and it sounds really good. So let's actually talk to it right now and you can hear how it sounds. At my previous recording of doing the Vapi call, didn't actually capture the audio right. So I'm going to do it again here and kind of show you some of the cool things. So this is actually a caller I've set up for my own company, Rose AI. And so it's not realtor specific, but you can get a feel for, what these platforms can do. So I'll call it right now. Call a Rose AI demo.
Calling a Rose AI demo. Hi, thank you for calling a Rose AI. What can I help you with?
Hey, I was just wondering if I could learn a bit about your services.
Absolutely. At a Rose AI, we specialize in providing AI automation software designed to help realtors like you. Our tools include AI cold callers and AI receptionists, like the one you're talking to right now.
Oh, that's awesome. Your AI?
Thank you. We're really proud of how our AI solutions can assist realtors. Is there a particular tool or service that caught your interest?
Yeah, the AI receptionist sounds interesting.
Great choice. Our inbound AI callers handle incoming calls from potential clients, providing information about properties, answering questions, and capturing contact details for follow-up.
All right, thank you.
24/7 availability and
So it was going into a bit of a sales pitch, getting a bit long there. But you can see how they sound very conversational. They answer the questions I have. And here it actually just updated my Google Sheet. And so these are some of the values I'm talking about when I say Vapi can run functions in a bit. Um, it shows the date and time of the call, the from number, which I'll actually have to blur out because it's my phone number. The name of the user, they didn't actually end up capturing any of that info yet. But if they were, if it had prompted me to book a call, it would have captured all of that information. Entire call summary, an entire transcript of the call, a recording of the call, and then it scored me as a lead 1 through 10. So it gave me a 4. I didn't book a call. I hung up on them. So a bit less than like an okay lead. And so, yeah, that's an example of Vapi. And sorry about this cut, but I'll see you guys in the rest of the video. And so, obviously, there are some hiccups. This one's really a super rough demo right now. But you can see it responds pretty fast. It sounds a lot like a human. And a lot of people that I've worked with, their customers and clients don't actually realize it's an AI, and they're surprised when they find out it is. And so, going into some of the strengths and weaknesses, it's inexpensive, like I mentioned. There's a low barrier to entry. You don't have to pay anything. You can start testing it out. This is the only tool on this list that uses voice AI. It can do inbound and outbound calls. So the one we just listened to was an inbound call, but it can also reach out to people, do lead follow up, stuff like that. Some of the weaknesses is the learning curve. There's a bunch of stuff you can do with Vapi, and to really dial it in and make it perfect, it takes some time. Consistency with the calls, 9 out of 10 calls go great. 1 out of 10 will be a bit subpar. So you just have to be ready for that. But that's the same with a human, anyways. And it definitely beats not picking up the phone at all. And then the third one is long calls. It's not very good if you go over like 5-6 minutes. It kind of starts to forget things, but usually it won't be on the phone for that long, anyways. And you can actually program it to kind of expedite the conversation so that you don't get many conversations over that amount of time. So some of the opportunities with Vapi is super active community, and they're willing to help people build stuff. So you can always get support. There are constant updates. Voice AI is only getting better. OpenAI and Microsoft are working on voice AI a lot. And there's a high skill cap. There's a lot to learn within Vapi, and there's such a high ceiling of what you can do. You can really differentiate yourself from other realtors, um, and develop a super valuable skill in the process. Some of the threats is a bad look. Again, if one out of 10 of those calls go bad, that client might be a bit upset. But if you just explain that that's your AI assistant, usually they're understanding. And then second is regulations. They are kind of regulating voice AI. There's a lot of regulations around cold calling and stuff like that if someone hasn't opted in. So definitely something to think about. So next we're going to be looking at Make. And so here we are inside of Make. Make is an automation platform. And so I'll show you exactly what that means. I'll show you a bit about a really simple scenario. What Make allows you to do is let different softwares you have interact with each other and send data with each other and kind of talk with each other. So outside of that, you would have to copy and paste stuff, maybe like filter it a bit and stuff like that, and copy it from one software and bring it over to the other. And what Make allows you to do is just do that automatically, in an instant, and kind of let them interact with each other without you. You can step back. Imagine before, if you wanted to talk to someone, you have to get in your car, drive to their house, see if they're home, all of that. And then phones were invented. Then you could just call people, and it's way faster. And so that's kind of like what Make does for all of your information, your data. So something we can check out is, and so what this does is I connected my Gmail, and it'll go through my inbox, filter through my emails, and then take 2 of my emails and send them to a Google Sheet. And it'll sort them by subject, text content, email address, date, stuff like that. So let's run it. Boom. And it works. So let's check out that Google Sheet. So here we are inside that Google Sheet, and it sorted the subject, content, from, and receive date. of those emails from my inbox. And so yeah, you could. This is possibly the most simple thing you could do with Make. I've seen people automate from one YouTube video. They copy and paste a YouTube video into a Make automation. It'll generate them and post a LinkedIn post, a post on Twitter, a post on Facebook, a post on Instagram with pictures, with everything. You can make this really, really complicated, but you could just already imagine, or someone emails you, it'll automatically update your CRM if it's valid. Say someone emails you or calls you, um, say through Vapi, and says that they want to book an appointment, it'll automatically update your CRM. Make as well allows us to book appointments through Vapi and stuff like that. So really, the world is your oyster with Make. And let me actually go through some of these strengths and weaknesses. Make is fully custom. You can pretty much do anything you want in Make as long as it's not illegal. Um, so anything you can imagine you can do. It just depends on how hard it gets, which is where it can get a bit too techy, like I mentioned over there. Make is entirely no code. So you will do all this software program, like all this stuff used to be have to be done by college graduates with computer science degrees. Um, Make allows you to do it all with dragging and dropping, sort of how like websites used to have to code, and now you can just drag and drop stuff in Wix or Squarespace, stuff like that. Make is completely free. You can do what I just did was 2 operations. Make gives you 1,000 per month for free. Um, and even when you start to pay, it's like $10 a month. It's super cheap. And they also have really good support, a lot of people there to help you. Weaknesses, like I mentioned, it can get a bit too techy if you're not familiar with some of this stuff, but it also just takes time to learn. Um, it's not like ChatGPT where you instantly get it. Um, Make does take time to learn, and it takes lots of testing. You'll mess stuff up. That's natural. They actually have a full course, free course within there that fully teaches you how to go A to Z, build what I just built to something that has 20 modules. What I just built was two. Something that has like 20 modules and will automate the entire arm of your business. It benefits from AI. As these other companies update AI, Make actually becomes better and actually Make also has constant updates. Some of the threats, Zapier is another automation platform. The threat there is just that Zapier gets better. I don't really see that happening. I prefer Make currently. Make is cheaper. Um, Make is more versatile, but whatever you prefer, they both do a lot of the same things. And then major updates can kind of mess up your scenarios, but it overall wouldn't be a huge change. So lastly, we have GoHighLevel, which is a CRM, and I'll show you it right now. For me to fully go over GoHighLevel would probably take well over an hour. So I'm going to give you guys the spark notes of it, kind of the AI portions. I know if you pay a bit more, you can have AI respond to all your conversations within GoHighLevel. And that actually consolidates emails, text messages all into that one window. Like I mentioned, AI can book your calendar. So if you call Vapi, you're like, hey, I want to book a meeting for 2 p.m. tomorrow. It'll book your calendar inside your CRM here. Um, you can have AI sort through your pipeline. Um, and so, say you have a pipeline and someone is like, hey, I'm really looking to buy now. I know we talked a month ago. It'll take them kind of from nurture or warm to like a super hot lead. It'll do that automatically. Um, and then the real key here is they have automations similar to Make. So calendar reminders. If someone books a call, it'll remind them a day before, and then an hour before, and then a text message 5 minutes before, and automate that. Increase booking rates and stuff like that. You can do email campaigns from here. I don't really recommend it, but you can automate those. And then, like I said, pipeline automation, automate emails if someone responds, stuff like that. So, kind of going into some of these last like strengths and weaknesses. GoHighLevel really has everything all in one. If you want to use it and get the free trial, you can use the link down in the bio. You get a 30-day free trial. I'm going to link all the tools down there. You get automations for free. You don't have to pay for make or anything like that. And so you get that all included in it. One disclaimer, I know this is a list of free tools. GoHighLevel is $99 a month. It's so much cheaper than other CRMs and so much more powerful that I thought I would include it here just because the value is so great compared to the competitors and stuff like that. So I did put that under the weaknesses. This is a free AI tool list, and all the other ones are free, but this is $99 a month. However, you do get a 30-day free trial. If you don't like it, you quit, and you don't pay a dime. And it is a lot cheaper than a lot of other CRMs. They also have great support. They have 24/7, I believe 24/7 Zoom call support. They have a realtor template with its own automations and stuff like that. It is a bit basic, but as you start using it and you modify stuff a lot, you're able to customize it. Customization is the name of the game for Go High Level, and really becoming a successful realtor is separating yourself from the crowd. And Go High Level gives you the ability to do that like no other CRM or software really does. Some of the weaknesses is the learning curve. With a lot of customization comes a lot of stuff to learn. However, they do have their own education platform within it. Um, and it's also not realtor specific like a lot of the CRMs you're used to, but they do have this realtor template right here that you can import. It'll give you a bunch of realtor calendars, some websites, stuff like that. There's also constant updates. They're constantly working on it, making it better. And then market differentiation. If you have something unique, a website people have never seen before, automatic outreach that clients have never seen before, it separates you from the other realtors. And that's the truth. And same thing goes for all these AI tools. If you're doing what the other 90% aren't doing, you're bound to be in the top 10%. In terms of money, in terms of signing clients, in terms of just how easy it is, time you save. Um, Different is really the name of the game, especially when there's new tech like this. It's always amazing to adopt it. Really, the only threat I could think of for Go High Level is regulatory changes. Stuff like automatic SMS or texting or cold emailing, stuff like that. If some of that stuff changes, Go High Level will let you know. You'll never do anything illegal. Um, but some of the things you were previously able to do might not be able to do anymore. So I just want to thank you guys. I know this was a bit of a longer video, but I hope it was helpful. I will link all the AI tools down below. If you want to work with me, I specifically do AI for realtors. I build out a bunch of those voice assistants like the one you saw, and that was just a rough demo. But if you want one of those for yourself, there's a booking link down below. You can book a call with me and we can talk more about that. Um, I'll leave every tool I use, some of the templates and stuff like that, all down below. Thank you.